You can see his run where he goes in this way here and back in that way. They're traveling back and forth.
Tech Kurt Schultes knows moles well. He can read their runs like a trucker reads a road map.
They sleep in the roots. They come out, he came across here, he branched out and went over to that tree. You almost always can find them going from tree to tree because they nest and they breed in the roots.
For Schultes, it's all in the hunt.
And this is where that one I caught was.
And it's paying off. In the last 2 months, he's trapped 42 moles in the St. Louis County condo complex.
Now this one's fresh. This is probably in the last day or so.
Mounds of dirt like these are the first signs moles have invaded your yard. If they go untreated, this molehill can lead to a mountain of problems.
If you're walking around the yard, you'll be stepping in runs. There'll be mounds, big mounds of dirt on the surface, and very unsightly. So it looks like somebody was digging up your yard with a shovel. And so when that happens, that's typically a nest. And in that situation, we find that if we bait those areas and we can get them under control very quickly, then it's just a matter of, packing down the soil again and allowing the grass to fill back in.
Moles are especially active in the spring and summer and nest in tree roots. That's why you often see large mounds under trees.
Moles have a voracious appetite. A pregnant female mole will eat her body weight in worms and grubs, and typically in a matter of a day or two.
For moles, their quest for food takes them to some of the most lush yards in the region. The more beautiful and green your yard, the more attractive it is to a mole.
A well-manicured yard, a healthy lawn that it typically has a lot of earthworms, which aerate the soil. And they're very good to have in the soil. Unfortunately, the moles like them. And so that's why you see so much tunneling in the yard, is they've found a good food source and they're looking and they're finding plenty of earthworms.
So the solution? At Rottler Pest and Lawn Solutions, we launched our mole control program 2 years ago and already have more than 1,000 regular customers.
Friendship, I guess you'd call it.
Mary Claire McCarthy has been a Rottler customer for almost 50 years.
They make long trails in the yard, and then they push the dirt up so that it looks awful, looks like like a graveyard almost, And when they got real bad is when we call Rottler.
Today, this is McCarthy's backyard.
Oh, it's full of green grass.
Rottler uses a unique, innovative approach, less invasive than the traditional trapping.
And looks just like a gummy worm.
Remember, their primary food source for moles is earthworms and grubs. Enter the bait worm, a unique bait designed to kill the mole and nothing else.
This here is what we normally will do in residential.
Using his skill in finding a fresh tunnel, the bait worms are placed deep within. If the mole does not take the worm within a day or two, it disintegrates in the soil, meaning no risk to children or pets.
It's all underground. The moles die underground.
Some traps are also utilized, but they are small and inconspicuous. The combined approach can have your yard looking better in weeks.
So people will tell you, oh, I put a windmill out in the yard and that got rid of the moles. Or some people will say, I've heard some crazy things from juicy fruit gum to kaopectate in the mole runs, and the moles left. But frankly, if they left for another reason. We've never found any of those methods to be very effective. And typically when things get out of hand, that's when we get called.
Suzette gave me a call. I'm going to get these moles taken care of for you today.
Once our techs rid your yard of the mole menace, the key is maintenance, because if your neighbor has moles, they could return.
They'll use established tunnels because there's no reason to dig if they don't have to.
Just a simple mound of dirt and mulch are the first signs you have a problem. Moles will dig an elaborate network of tunnels underground and will go even deeper during the winter months. With paddle-like feet and incredibly strong legs, they can swim through the soil and tear up trees and shrubs.
They look awful. It's just the idea of it out there too, walking around and then sinking down. No, I don't like that.
If you fear moles are about to make their mark on your manicured yard, give us a call for a free, no-obligation estimate. We can set up a mole control program that will make you a satisfied customer as well.
An A+.
Since my dad started borrowing $10 and going out and spraying houses, and we just kind of built it from there, and so we just want you to know that we're here to help.
At Rottler Pest and Lawn Solutions, from trap to trap, from yard to yard, from tunnel to tunnel, your pests are our problem. It's what we do.
Had a little run going off the patio here. I just wanted to make sure that was baited as well. And I'll go around the back and I'll get the other side for you, sir. Appreciate the call.